I'm just kidding. Hi, my name's Rick Robinson. I am the general manager of KLRNradio.com. We are probably the largest independent podcast network that you've never heard of. We have a little bit of everything, and by that, what I mean to tell you is we have news, pop culture, special events, conspiratainment, true crime, mental health shows, drama productions, and pretty much everything in between. So if you're looking for a new podcast home to grab a little bit of everything that you love all in one place, come check us out. You can find us on X under @KLRNradio. You can find us on our Rumble and our YouTube channels under the same names. You can also find us at KLRNradio.com and pretty much every podcast catcher known to man. So again, feel free to come check us out anytime you like at KLRNradio.
Ready to learn some medieval combat, kiddo?
You bet, Dad. Let's do this.
You know, spending quality time with your kids is important, but finding a fun and safe way to do it can really be a challenge. That's where halberds come in. Halberds are the perfect way to bond with your kid while teaching them about history and physical fitness. Plus, they're a blast to play with. So next time you're looking for some family fun activity, grab a halberd and get ready to make some memories.
Come on, Dad. Round 2.
Halberds, bringing families together one medieval battle at a time. This commercial brought to you by the KLRNradio.com Ad Council.
Front Porch deals with the darkest corners of human nature. This show contains graphic discussions of murder, violence, and the brokenness of the human soul. Listener discretion is strongly advised. But if you choose to stay, well, family, pull up a chair on our front porch, but know it gets real dark here real fast.
Listen to a lot of true crime. I listen to it at night. I like the girl talk. It makes me feel alright. I like scary stories in the morning, and I like them at night. I like the girl talk vibes. They make me feel just fine. I listen to a lot of true crime. You know,
Let me unmute everything, so maybe that sounds better. Hopefully everybody can hear us right now.
Say I'm still not showing us on Facebook.
It shows on my end that we're on Facebook, but it's not showing on the Facebook on where she's monitoring. We'll check and see if anybody else has any issues with sound out there. Just let me know if we're coming through or not. But anyways, we may not have sound, but as far as from the board goes, but we'll find out real quick if we've got it from on the end who's streaming. It's been about 3 weeks since we've been here. So it's going to be a little rocky this morning, I guess, or today or whatever. But, okay, here's that. So we'll see if we got any sound coming.
I've got chat pulled up.
Well, pull up the sound on your X account to make sure we're broadcasting through. Can you hear it through your speaker? Okay, cool. So we got sound. All right, that's what I needed to know. Yep, sounds great. Perfect. So we're good on that. Still not sure about Facebook, and we're also on the Front Porch Forensics YouTube channel.
Yeah.
And we're running from Bump Stock Ken on Twitch. We're trying something new tonight.
Yeah.
So
I was going to say, I have a Twitch account, but I don't ever use it. So
yeah, so we're just broadcasting there too. And somewhere Facebook Live got lost.
Hopefully,
I'm not sure.
I don't know. It's showing on your end that we're on Facebook, but
yeah, it's showing on my end that we're on Facebook, but we'll see. We'll figure it out. If not, if you normally listen to us on Facebook and you're missing out tonight and you can't hear us on Facebook, let
Yeah,
us
I mean,
know.
even on my page, it's still not showing.
Yeah, just let
anything.
us know, and we'll point you in the right directions of where you can pick up the replay of this later. But yeah, it's not showing on live on Facebook tonight. We'll continue on, and we'll have it checked. We'll have that corrected.
I say I'm still trying, so
We'll get that corrected for next week's show. But again, it's been 3 weeks for us, so excuse me, I am a little rusty on this right now. We had a super busy day today. We had a birthday party to attend to and some finishing touches on that.
even the last couple of weeks, we've had pageants, we've had all kinds of stuff going on, and this coming week is prom.
Oh yeah, and you got you're going to be out of pocket on Monday and Tuesday with your mom. I've been dealing with flat tires and getting all that handled out. Run over some storm damage, some debris, and popped a tire on the daughter's car. So, well, on your car actually.
Yeah,
She was just driving it at the time, and so been running around busy today. And yesterday we was super busy as well, but in a good way.
yeah.
So before we go much further, Front Porch Forensics deals with the darkest corner of human nature. This show contains graphic discussions of murder, violence, and the brokenness of the human soul. Listener discretion is strongly advised. But if you choose to stay, well, family, pull up a chair on our front porch, but no, it gets real dark here real fast. Cool. So that's the second time I played that tonight. I just wanted to make sure I could hear the echo that y'all picking up the board. Excellent. But yes, there's nothing today that's going to be overtly troubling in today's show. It's going to be kind of a lot when really.
Yeah, just what we did yesterday,
Mhm.
Friday the 13th.
Yep.
You had got tickets for something that I've been wanting to see forever. So it was like the best Friday the 13th date ever. Well,
Yep.
we haven't actually had a Friday the 13th date before now, so.
Not an official one. Not an official one. It looks like Mr. Andrew Young has checked on Facebook, and we're not live on Facebook. But
I say I've been trying to log it in, and it's just not coming through.
What I'll do is once we get all their downloads and everything, we'll just share the link on Facebook for everybody.
Okay.
Then go back and hear it. Thank you for checking on that. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I've been working on that for like 20, 30 minutes now. So
yeah, we're not going to worry about it. We will have plenty of opportunity to get it on there for your family. So I am producer, embarrassingly talented producer of Front Porch Forensics, Bumpstock Ken. I am also the incredibly lucky and blessed and awesome husband of Laura Bumpstock Barbie. And she is your hostess with the mostest. Everybody loves her or loves to hate her. There seems to be no in betweens.
Yeah, I don't think there is like a gray area there.
And tonight, no script. We're just going to talk about what happened yesterday. And this is apparently the best date you've been on since we went to see Stephen King live.
I say in June of 2015, you took me to Nashville to see Stephen King on the End of Watch tour, which was the final book in the Mr. Mercedes series.
It was the book release tour.
Yeah, it was the first time in my life I've actually been able to like be in the same room as Stephen King. So like that one was top tier. That was solid.
That was good. And
I was like 15 rows from the stage there.
Yeah, he used eye level with him, and the stage it was I don't remember which.
The Ryman Theater.
It was a Ryman Theater in Nashville where we went, and it's an intimate setting. And he did not do a meet and greet or anything like that, but he did take some questions, which was kind of cool.
I say you could like line up at a microphone and everything on the floor and whatnot.
But it was a good time. It was a good trip.
But that's also when you told me that if I like rushed the stage or something, you wouldn't be bailing me out.
Yeah, for real. I said I said it's been up, but at that time I had a um, Chevrolet, no, Yukon. It was a Yukon, 4-wheel drive, big like.
Oh, that was the same weekend as like the CMT something
Oh, yeah.
that was going on.
I had like 35-inch tires on this thing, and so gas money was ridiculous. So I told her I didn't have enough cash left to get her out of jail, so don't do anything crazy.
Yeah.
And finding parking for that monstrosity up there was ridiculous too. But anyways, that was 10 years ago. I've heard it's got worse since. So, but
we haven't been to Nashville since then, really. I don't think. I don't think we.
No, I don't
went
think.
back,
I think
no.
that was it. That was it.
Yeah.
Super crowded, good restaurants. Stephen King was pretty cool. That was nice.
I actually you took me to Coyote Ugly too, so I
Yeah,
got to live that
we
out,
did a
and
few
that
of
was those women are something else
Mhm.
up there. That was really funny, but I actually got to experience Coyote Ugly.
Yeah, it was fun.
It was not like the movie portrayed it.
No, not at all. Not at all. Andrew says some of us fear her, and it's I fear her because serial killer, and I'm trying to stay on her no murder inside. So
I wish I had my coffee cup that we bought yesterday
Yeah,
because it says I don't kill until like after my first cup.
I wish I had my coffee cup too because I just made it and I left it in there. I'll go get it in a minute. No, I did not dance on the bar. I should have tried it. They wouldn't no room up there.
You probably would have really done better than the women, though. Let's be honest.
But I said there wasn't no room up there. But anyways, that was in 2015. So every 10 years, I treat her right and take her someplace fun.
Well, this is like the first 10-year mark.
Mm-hmm. We'll see. Why does
because like this year October will be 11 years since we've been married, and
so you get ready 2036 you're gonna be surprised. So if you want to hold that up real quick, we kind of give them an idea of where we went.
It was in Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
It was the Serial Killer Exhibition World Tour, which had real artifacts from real monsters. So I don't know if anybody can necessarily
they can see it. They can see it in there. I'm putting up the cover of the book as well.
I say I'm going to be flipping through this as we go because it actually does give a little more commentary, I guess, than what we can do. So
yeah, and we will have lots of, I guess, background pictures and stuff going on.
Yeah, y'all make sure like you're actually watching because I took entirely too many photos.
So what I'm going to do is clean up the screen a little bit so it's not quite as busy. So when the pictures come up, they'll stand out better.
Yeah.
And then we'll be down here in the corner. So, but this is the one, Front Porch Friends. It's the episode, the one about the serial killer exhibition
world
tour. And it was it is currently in Atlanta, Georgia right now at the Pullman Yards. Easy parking, nice setup, bunch of food trucks. It's pretty cool.
They even had like a Golden Girls thing that was advertised outside.
Yeah.
And we were very tempted to like stop at that.
Yeah, for sure. But we had, I don't know how many photos we had of this thing. Bunches, just believe me.
Yeah, your phone was more charged up, so I actually used your phone, and I think I've basically like blew up your camera roll.
Yeah, I'm gonna turn that a little bit so you can see too.
Okay.
So you kind of see what's going on.
Yeah.
That's just the outside. Excuse me.
Have to adjust.
Had to adjust a little. That happens with outdoor plumbing. So that's just the Pullman Yards, the main building there, just to give you an idea.
Yeah, that's as we walked up. So,
and let's see, we got.
I say that may be the only one you had on there from the outside.
But you can get some ideas of some of the things that were available. They had a lot of handwritten things. They had a lot of
just artifacts. I mean, we even saw clothing. We saw like Jeffrey Dahmer's glasses that I'm sure we'll show here later.
Oh yeah, we'll get to
the paintings, the actual paintings that John Wayne Gacy made, and
the artwork. And when you come to the front door, it says serial killing before the term existed. So it starts off with
actually
older
and this
cases.
The term serial killer actually kind of comes from Robert Ressler and John Douglas, like the founding fathers of criminology and criminal psychology and all that kind of stuff. They coined the term serial killer because they happened in a series, 3 or more, with a cooling off period in between them. So it was a series of murders by the same person.
And it has to be.
So that's where that comes from.
At least 3, correct?
Yeah, at least bare minimum is 3 or more.
Yeah, right.
But with a like break in between.
A cooling off period, and what it's called. Yeah, but it started out with some of the older, early serial killers. H.H. Holmes had a pretty big exhibit there.
He did. That was actually pretty awesome.
Get some of the exhibit ones there.
I would say that he's H.H. Holmes would probably be, for that time frame, that would be the kind of first one really for the United States as an actual country. So
yeah,
or at least that we have documented anyway.
Right. And they had several from the 1800s, 1700s, 1800s there.
And this exhibition and everything actually covered like multiple continents and countries, and it was not just limited to the U.S.
No. Yeah, it was worldwide. Absolutely worldwide. We had, we saw several exhibits.
We saw South America. We saw Europe, basically anywhere. Japan, China.
Yep. And hold on, I apologize.
I say he's trying to pull up photos and everything as we go.
Right.
Because again, tonight we usually kind of have a script that we go off of, but tonight we're just talking about what we saw yesterday. So
yeah, if it's one of those things you get to go see it, you definitely should. Here's some of the home stuff. They didn't have a lot, obviously, from Holmes themselves, some of the record letters and things like that, because nobody really knows. No, that was Jack the Ripper. This is Holmes. They had letters from him, but again, early time, so there's not like a bunch of photographic evidence. There's not things
not like
that.
We are going to see later on.
Yeah. So like for Holmes, they had, which I thought was really neat.
And I tried to get like the little cards and everything that kind of captioned the exhibit for whatever it was. But obviously he's got the computer. I don't. So
yeah, like here's a layout of his, I guess, a blueprint of the hotel, his murder hotel.
Yeah, I mean stuff like that. I think actually was like hand drawn by him.
Can't really zoom in too much on it, but
you get an idea. Yeah. But I mean, it was so cool because as much research as we do for each show and everything, and H.H. Holmes is actually one of your most fascinating cases.
Yeah, that's...
So to actually see something that was handwritten by him or hand drawn.
Since you brought up handwritten stuff, when we say handwritten, I mean, these are like actual letters that these people had written.
Yeah, they were the stuff that was underneath the glass. We couldn't touch. I mean,
yep.
But yeah, this is like their actual handwriting, and it was just absolutely amazing to be able to see it. Like it kind of brings it home.
Right.
You know?
Like I said, but it was full of examples like this.
Oh yeah, I mean, I took photos of like drawings that sketches even.
Yeah, we'll get to some artwork and things too.
Yeah, I blew up your phone with pictures that day since my phone was dying. So
I'm just trying to get
just
some
a
sort of a
general
rhythm
idea.
of what we're looking at here. But
Let's say, who are you at now?
I can't make it out on the screen here. These are just basically
Just the handwritten
Yeah.
stuff that we got.
I mean, it's from nobody in particular and everyone at the same time. Is just showing
Yeah.
some details of some examples of what is there, But you can see it.
Yeah, I mean,
see 'em
just
in their own handwriting.
I was about to say
Yeah.
completely fascinating because like these people, this was their hand that put paper or pencil to
Mhm.
paper, and that's their handwriting. And again, it brings it home in a way that we really can't, even just on camera. Like,
Yeah, it's
we try to make it as personal as possible and remember the victims especially.
Mhm.
But this is like an entirely different thing that we saw.
Yeah, this is. I mean, it. You see them on the TV or a documentary, even because documentaries are usually more intimate than just a TV show or a movie for sure. But when you actually see, you can almost separate it as a TV show.
Yeah,
But
you
when
have
you
that
get-
bit of distance
Yeah,
there.
but when you get there and this proof, these intimate pages or whatever are right there. Of course, we couldn't touch them, obviously, but they're there. Other than the glass in arm's reach, real tangible proof of these
The
stories you hear,
existence
these
and-
stories that you read.
I say
It's there.
they're not made up stories. This isn't a movie. Like,
No.
these people actually existed. Their victims existed
Mhm.
and were brutalized. And this again, it brings it home in a way that even for me, somebody who was so fascinated by this stuff my entire life, it brought it home to me in a way that was very, very different.
Yeah, it surprised me a lot, and I'm not trying to like humanize these folks or nothing like that.
No, we're not glorifying these monsters in the slightest at all. It's just absolutely fascinating to be so close to something that they had their own hands on.
Oh yeah, and the again for front porch forensics, being this is what we do. That close, I don't think we could have passed up going to it.
No, absolutely not. I mean,
so we kind of went into it.
when you finally told me that you, like, when you surprised me and told me that you got the tickets and everything, like, I counted down for like a month leading up to this.
Right. Yeah, when we went, we're not going for. We had a good day, but we didn't go with the intents of like entertainment purposes.
There were people there that we had issues with. We didn't say anything to them, but
Oh no, yeah,
we talked about a lot of them because a lot of them were there just for the titillation aspect of it. Like,
yeah. We'll talk about this real quick too. So because we had another lady
last night.
After we posted a few photos and told us where we went and all that, spoke out against the serial killer, the original exhibition world tour. That whole tour monetizing and making a buck off of people, off of death and dismemberment and all this kind of stuff.
Basically.
And
we can actually see that part of it.
Yeah.
We can.
And
We're not going to say that that's not probably why this thing even exists in the first place.
I mean, they're not going to do it unless they can make a profit. That's it.
Yeah.
There are some people, I'm sure, that will go and get their jollies off on some of this stuff.
And we heard the giggles and everything all day.
I think that was just immaturity. Some of them people.
It could be because even then it didn't seem like it was real to them.
Yeah. They was curious. They didn't, don't really think about
the human aspect of
like
it.
Some of them was talking about, ooh, he's actually cute. And then they'd see some of the actual crime scene photos and then,
That's the one exhibit, the one room where we did go in, we did look at everything, but I took 0 photos.
Yeah, there's one, and the Toy Box Killer was one of them that was in there. That
And
they was
I've
highlighting in there with some of the torture devices and things like that. Plus,
and his drawings and
showing
even
the
crime scene
victims.
photos. They were actual real life crime scene photos, and they were very, very graphic. And
So
I actually got upset. Like I even told you, I said, these people don't deserve to be remembered this
Yeah.
way.
you said, I wish they hadn't done that, because exactly what you said, they didn't need to be remembered that way. So we didn't take any photo. Not that we're afraid of any kind of graphic photos or anything here.
I mean, we've had
We're
graphic
gonna-
photos on the show before.
We're going to have a few graphic, one or two that's kind of graphic in here, but that whole room, we didn't take any photos of it. We didn't want to share any of that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that one
And-
actually upset me. Like that
And
was
as far as the serial killer tour, the only time I was like kind of like bad taste was in the gift shop. You know,
oh yeah, like I wanted a T-shirt so badly,
But
but,
they-
the only T-shirts they had were like the names of the killers and
Yeah.
their photos, and I was like, I don't want to wear that.
yeah,
Like,
they wasn't actually like blatantly celebrating like
no, but I mean,
Ted Bundy or somebody, but they just had a picture of like Bundy and
but say it said Ted Bundy and his photo.
There was nothing negative about it. Like if it had said
Negative or
rotten-
positive.
yeah,
really.
either way, it was just that's what it was. They had keychains, magnets, all that thing. But if it had been like the execution shirt or something like that, that's different. I think that would have been fine.
I say I actually have Ted Bundy's execution T-shirt, "Burn Bundy Burn."
Yeah, if
with
they was
him
selling
in the
those, that
electric
would have
chair.
been cool.
I have that one. I have the one for John Wayne Gacy's
Mm-hmm.
execution, which says "No Tears for the Clown,"
Right.
and it's him as Pogo. But again, that's not celebrating them. That's actually like,
Celebrating the end of them.
I say these monsters got put down, and that was a good thing.
But yeah, so it's just the whole exhibit, they speak about them being monsters and all that kind of stuff. And
I mean, it's actually called that: "Real Artifacts, Real Monsters" on the
yeah,
front of the
and
catalog.
they don't glorify anything that these guys have done or women, feminism.
Well, there was a bunch of exhibits with women for sure.
And I'll usually serve, centered around kitchens and laundry rooms. I noticed a lot of too.
Yeah, well,
But-
the kitchen was Jeffrey Dahmer's.
There
So,
was a woman in the kitchen. She made oil and butter and
oh no, I did touch that cauldron.
Mhm.
I did.
Yeah.
That was actually like taken from her.
Allegedly, I didn't see you any artifacts.
I say you cannot confirm or deny that it happened.
We'll get to her. We'll get to her later. But no, the only throughout the entire thing, I didn't think they were celebrating anything. They was just being factual. They was presenting all this, these artifacts and this kind of stuff, and the story.
Yeah, behind them. Yeah, for sure. It was
Right.
very, very factual, and it was very educational.
Yep.
Like, I mean, there was even some stuff that I didn't even know, and
Mhm.
that's kind of shocking.
Well, they even had some serial killers we weren't familiar with overseas.
Yeah.
Which we have the book and they're all in there. So this is a good study.
But I say we
Now-
will be touching on a lot of the.
Go get your coffee cup and my coffee cup too, please. I'll show them this. This book, just kind of flip through. I mean, it's got every, I think that's Bundy there. It's got every one. It's got every exhibit that's in there, and some idea, what you're going to look at. And it's kind of we bought this in the gift shop at the end. She's about to show you a coffee cup she bought too. But again, my only reservation is some of the things they were selling in the gift shop kind of seemed a little,
They had keychains with like Richard Ramirez's face.
Yeah.
And I was like, why would I want that on my keychain?
It almost looked like fangirl stuff,
Yes.
I didn't care for none of that.
Like,
but-
even for me, and y'all know how obsessed I am with stuff like this. But it's the fascination part of it for me. It's not like those men they're not who should be the focus. What they do and why they do it is how we learn how to recognize these patterns and these signs.
You show them your cup.
Oh yeah, I mean it has the little logo and everything of the actual
Of the serial killers.
yeah, just the original exhibition world tour, but it does say I only kill after my first cup.
Yeah.
So Andrew's probably going to get a kick out of that.
So they had some stuff like that didn't seem that was fun.
Like I said, I should have bought the serial killer one just
With the C,
because
like
cereal
cereal food.
like breakfast cereal.
Yeah. So
It said that, and I think I have mentioned it when we did our Jeffrey Dahmer episode.
Mhm.
And that one really would have been perfect for me because I was 4 years old. It was 1991 when Jeffrey Dahmer was arrested. And obviously, this is all in the news and everything. So, my parents, like when they would get ready for work in the morning, they'd always have the news on. I always remember that. But mom told me that I went to daycare that morning and told my teacher that she had to hide her Cheerios because there was a serial killer. And like my 4-year-old brain like thought breakfast cereal. So I really should have gotten that cup. That would have been really funny.
I wish we would have too. But like I said, they had some fun stuff that didn't really. And again, it wasn't like it was celebrating Richard Ramirez or anything like that, Gacy or anything like that. It's just it wasn't condemning them either. And I just kind of felt weird about that.
I was about to say, I like as badly as I wanted a T-shirt, none of the T-shirts in there. Like I would have bought one had it had like the logo.
Oh yeah,
100% would have bought one.
Mm-hmm.
But like I'm not gonna buy the one with like Ed Gein across the chest and then his face on it with nothing else. Because where would I ever wear that?
Yeah.
Like why would I ever wear that?
It's almost like your favorite sports team, you know?
Yeah,
like I've got a shirt that's got like Reba McEntire's face on it, like, and wearing something like that because I'm a Reba fan, or John Cena, or whatever. If there was a Stephen King one, you would get to see. But so
I have a T-shirt with like it's the Nightmare on Elm Street like video cover and everything because I love that movie. So I have that T-shirt,
and so that's why you wear shirts because you like those things. You're celebrating those things. So a Ted Bundy shirt or Dahmer just felt weird, so we didn't get anything like that. That was the only distasteful thing.
I say we thought it was in poor taste.
Yeah, in my opinion, that's the only thing I thought was in poor taste of the whole event. Also, the Pullman has incredible bathrooms.
They actually were really nice.
That was pretty cool.
I think they should have done them like kind of in the middle though, because there were like 40 rooms that you go through. And the bathrooms were at room 6 for this one. Like they should have done it like midway through.
It was. There's 40 different rooms, and each room kind of has a
different theme, basically, or a different person.
Like you would have one. Yeah, some of the bigger names had that room to themselves.
I say Gacy, I know had one.
And let's see.
Dahmer had like the one where they actually had a refrigerator and a cooler and a barrel and everything set up. Made it look like his room.
We'll get to those. And but like some of them had a theme, like a cannibal. They had a room of cannibals. They had a room that was just full of duos, like the teams,
the partners.
Yeah. They had a hallway, which was kind of neat, of some of the smaller,
lesser known.
Yeah.
I mean, some of them were kind of like one-offs.
I'll go through some of them real quick.
But like this one, this is one of mine that's on my list to cover, actually. Anthony Sowell.
Sowell, yep.
So he's definitely one that we are going to be covering. But he was part of a long, long hallway that was lined on both sides with like exhibits that look just like this. The picture, the photo and everything, and kind of a brief synopsis basically, and 4 facts at the bottom, and then they had their case, the glass case and everything of actual artifacts from their case. So, but I think Daniel, I think he got just a photo of how long that hallway was.
That's what I'm looking for. I don't see it now.
I said that may be one you skipped over because you were trying to. I took so many. Like,
Yeah,
it's
we
not
had
even
like
funny.
almost 600 pictures, I think. But yeah, basically, it was a long hallway.
And
with
on both sides, let's say probably, 15, 20 on either side. So a hallway full of like 40 some odd killers that we walked down and looked at.
Oh, here it is.
Okay, you did get it?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it's daggone, I clicked something wrong. Bear with me, I'm working on it. I'm slow. That's slow on a computer and slow in mind, apparently. But you see on the screen now is how each case worked. There's a small case with their details and some facts about them right above their head.
Yeah.
And then if you look down the hallway here, you can see just all those.
I said that was I think they were trying to consolidate because there's just so many.
And that's kind of scary in
No, it
of
is
itself,
absolutely
isn't it?
terrifying.
And
But say keep that one up for a minute because I mean that one again, we're talking like probably 40 some odd exhibits just in that one hallway there.
oh yeah, I'm trying to count the lots above each one.
Yeah.
There's at least 40 down there.
And there were still even some like behind us and beside us that you didn't picture.
Yeah,
Like
to my left or to the left of this picture, there's
yeah,
at least 4, maybe 6 more that we didn't get in that photo.
there were so many, and that hallway just kind of brought that home too. Again, everything in this, I'm gonna probably say that phrase a lot. It brought it home for me,
Yeah,
and it really did.
and all those people in that photograph, I asked them. I said, "Hey, I'm about to take a photograph. Y'all may be in a podcast. Y'all care?" And every one of them gave me a thumbs up or a verbal affirmative that it was fine. So, yeah. You know who you are.
I say I don't know. We're still kind of small, so I bet they probably wouldn't see this.
But I'm going to pull up to some of the more individual cases so they get an idea of.
Okay.
I can't quit double tapping. Don't double tap anymore. Click and drag. That's what you got to do. Click and drag. Yeah, Daniel Lee Sabert, or how you say his name. Just an example of how it looks.
Siebert, yeah.
Just an example of how it kind of looks on the each individual case. And like I said, it's got like 4 little facts under each picture to give you an idea of what they were there for.
Typically, each one of those signs, I guess, or whatever, typically a lot of them had 4 facts.
Yeah.
About that person.
And I know, was it Samuel Little was in here?
Yes, Samuel Little was in there, and it actually showed 2 of the drawings he made in custody of 2 of his victims. Because Samuel Little is probably the most prolific one we have in the U.S. He was convicted of 99, but expected more. But even in interviews, he was like, I don't remember like their names or anything like that. But he was like, he would draw pictures of them, and they would be eerily 2 photos of the victims.
Yep. And I know I've got those photos somewhere because it's pretty interesting. We may come back to Samuel Little when I find him because he was in this hallway for some reason. I don't know why they put him in that hallway, but
he was in that one, but he also had his own.
Right. Here's the Anthony Sowell. Hold on, let's see. Is this him right here? No, that's Clark. Here we go. Now I got him. That's Woodford. Okay, I know because there's his paintings. He's definitely in this.
There he is, right there. That. Yep.
Yeah, I got him. It's in this one right here.
That black and white one up
Mhm.
front is him.
Yep. There he is.
Yeah.
Samuel.
The one above of him.
Yeah, we'll go through some of those now.
He's working on it, guys.
There we go. Computers got slow on me for a minute. So Samuel Little, I think we've not done a show on him yet, have we?
Not yet.
We
He's
need
on
to.
my list. Yeah.
We definitely need to.
No, he's absolutely that list I showed you last night at dinner that I have just a running list of cases that I want to cover.
Samuel Little, his nickname or one of the monikers he's got is the choke and stroke killer because he was sexually motivated.
Very sexually motivated. A lot of his were the victims of opportunity, the ladies of the night, basically.
Which is pretty common.
Yeah, very common. We've done that before. Show that drawing right
you ready
there.
for the drawing?
That one right there. Yeah. Because again, a lot of these women he didn't remember by name.
Just come closer so
or
you can
anything.
see better.
Yeah, I need to.
Probably just share a microphone if you want to.
Yeah, he didn't. A lot of times when he was asked, he did not remember names, but he'd be able to draw them from memory.
Right. I don't think it's because I believe it's because he didn't care to remember their names. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think he has a section in here. Yeah, I mean, here's a photo of him. It's also got like Jeffrey Dahmer's mugshots and everything, but this was actually written as a forensic and criminalistic perspective. Do you want me to just read this?
Yeah, go ahead and read it. That's fine. I'm going to put some of his pictures. I'm going to put some of his pictures up here as you read about him.
This is not specifically about.
Oh well, let's
him.
go ahead and finish him out then first. Because here's
I'll
a
have
picture
to find
of Samuel Little, smaller or younger.
Okay, here is in the thing. If you'll go to ours, because that's him younger. Yeah, you've got that one of the photos up, but there's a side profile. So I don't know if anybody can.
Hold on, wait a minute. Let me get this off of here. It'll work. I got to come back out of all this. Okay.
I have no idea if anybody can see, but like this is just that page and whatnot. Like it tells you everything. This one is actually from 10 Questions with Bill Kimberlin, who is a psychologist, criminal psychologist. And that was the page from an interview with him. Asked him 10 questions. But yeah, Samuel Little convicted of about 99 known. But it's expected that there were more for him. And we will go into much greater detail with him at some point.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, see that Dr. Bill Kimberlin, that's this guy right here. So
and we was that's just on the letter right there. And again, this is some handwritten stuff. And that's that same picture you were showing, this profile. And
his younger days. He was arrested numerous times. He was actually even arrested for murder once. But he got out. So yeah, we're gonna definitely touch on his case for sure.
Let's see. Here's some more of his. Did we show that painting already?
I think we showed that one. Yeah.
Drawing. I mean, yeah, we showed that one, and another one here.
Yeah, there's a second one that was in the exhibit. But they said, I know the police and documentaries and stuff that I've seen said that even though he didn't remember their names, they were able to match his drawings with missing persons photos. And that's how they determined all of these women that he killed.
Right.
That he claimed a responsibility for. Like he had an eerie recall, basically.
And alongside Little in there was
We
Randy
got Randy
Woodfield
Woodfield there, which he's on my list too. So we'll get to him
Yeah.
at some point.
And let's see who else we got in here. Richard Check.
Oh,
He was in
I
there.
say most people know.
At least know the
Richard's-
name.
Yeah.
And he just give you an idea of what each little case is showing there. Haddon Clark or Hayden. How do you say it? Haddon? Hayden would have a Y in it, I guess.
Or 1D.
Yeah. So Haddon Clark. And like I said, there was at least 40 down that.
Yeah. Easily.
Yeah. Down that hallway there.
About 15, 20 on either side.
Mm-hmm.
Going down that hallway.
Like I said, I've got a bunch of stuff that is.
Do you want to bring up some of the ones we've already talked about? Like we did Ridgeway. We did Richard Chase. How about him? Because there was actually a really interesting artifact there from.
You want to just start with Richard Chase then?
Yeah, let's go ahead and go with him.
Okay, so.
I say just start. Yeah, we'll go to the artifact last. But y'all remember us talking about him. He was in our vampire series that year for Halloween because Juxtaposition was doing vampire lore. We did like him. We did Elizabeth Bathory. Other people like that actually drank blood. Richard Chase, extraordinarily disturbed person. Like this dude was not okay. His own mother even said like she tried to get him help and nobody would help him. We actually showed pictures from his apartment and everything because he still had blenders on his counter full of human body parts that he was blending up and he was drinking because he genuinely thought he was gonna die because he thought he was like basically a vampire.
Yeah, he thought he had some sort of something wrong with him that if he didn't, that his blood wouldn't replenish itself.
Yeah, exactly.
That if he didn't drink or
and
ingest
this
blood.
dude was actually caught in a field. Like police actually came up and like questioned him and everything, and he had buckets of blood in his car and different like livers and other organs and stuff. And he was like, "Oh, it's just a cow," and they let him go.
Oh yeah, they found him wandering around covered in blood in the field.
He was naked,
and
they just were like, "Oh, okay, this is normal. We're gonna let you go." Yep. What in the world?
And another thing with him is he actually went to his mother wanting help, asking her for help, and she shut the door in his face.
Like she was the one like saying, "Okay, yeah, he's messed up and everything," but never got him help.
Never. So kind of tragic in a way.
I do actually feel a lot of pity for him specifically. Just because of that, because this dude was obviously not okay, but he never, even when he asked for help, he never got it.
Yeah. And there is like an envelope with, somebody's handwriting in it, things like that.
I say, what's it say? Before his arrest, Chase was admitted to psychiatric clinic after injecting himself with blood contaminated with acid. He attempted to escape from the hospital and
after being transferred was diagnosed with Renfield syndrome.
And Renfield, if y'all know, if you're Dracula fans, Renfield was the one who ate the bugs and
he was
everything like that.
His familiar, a witch would call it a familiar.
Yeah, henchman kind of deal.
Yeah, what's that guy's name? Dracula's?
Renfield.
Yeah, Renfield.
Yeah. So yeah, for sure. I mean, Richard Chase was very, very much not okay, and I don't think he was ever treated properly.
No.
Because otherwise, like none of the stuff that we ever talked about on that episode would have ever happened.
That's a since you pointed that out, I think that's kind of sad and a lot of times.
How do we do this?
Because
did I just drag it?
because
So I don't know what you're doing
yeah,
on your phone.
because there's a lot of, if they would have got help, I think a lot of this stuff could have been handled.
for sure.
But one of the things,
But say
this
he
is
was one that knew something was wrong, and he was trying to get help, and nobody ever helped him.
mhm,
So to me, like I said, I feel enormous pity for this one.
right, and it's one of those things that, I mean, if he would have got help, I don't know it would have changed anything, but he did go to a mental hospital and they released him anyway. So,
Well,
I
it
mean,
also said he like escaped. So
yeah. Well, here's the next one that you want to show was really the
this
only,
is
other than the letter, was really the only thing they had for
Yeah.
Chase because they
but
didn't have no
this was
blenders.
actually an artifact that this was actually evidence in his home that they
Mhm.
removed. This is a like mummified rat,
Yep.
basically. I can't read the. You may be able to read it better
on.
than I can.
Sent by Richard Chase himself to the what's it called, the Mental Health Commission. It's kind of blurry. I can't read all of it and everything. But this Richard Chase himself sent them this. This is a rat corpse, I guess, that he had kept.
And there, I did get a better picture of this. I mean, it's obviously not gory, but
Yep.
yeah, sent by Richard Chase to the FBI's Behavioral Science Unit. FBI agent Robert Ressler, who interviewed Chase in prison, Ressler kept this mummified rat that was found in Chase's apartment as a quote souvenir. After his death, Chase's death, it was, or maybe Ressler's, it just as
probably Ressler's.
It was sold
by his daughter.
by his daughters to an English collector.
Yeah, so
this is actually something that Robert Ressler, one of the founding fathers, one of them, him and John Douglas. So if you hear me say founding fathers of criminal like psychology, it's those two. But Ressler, yeah, he kept this that they found. And I did get a.
There it is.
And again, like these are not pleasant photos, but they're also not really gory either.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean that's absolutely fascinating. This was actually a deceased rat that Chase held on to,
mm-hmm.
and that Ressler then had in his possession because Chase sent this to the Behavioral Analysis Unit, the BAU. I mean, it's just absolutely fascinating to see because, again, Ressler and Douglas, the founding fathers of it, the BAU existed because of them.
Right. Yeah. And
I mean, it's just amazing that we actually get to see something that was sent to them directly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. This, and again, we're not trying to, how cool is that in a way of like,
oh, this is awesome.
It's just interesting. It's like
something. It's absolutely fascinating to me.
Yep.
No, we are absolutely not justifying anything that this man did because he was very, very messed up. And if y'all remember that episode, that was a rough one.
If you're interested in it, you can go to
Spotify or
Spreaker or iTunes or Apple Podcasts, any of the podcast catchers. Yeah. Look up Front Porch Forensics. You can get a list of all our shows in order. I think there's like 40-something episodes, and it'll be the one about Richard Chase or one about whatever.
I think, Richard Trenton Chase. I think we did his full name. Yeah. I can't remember.
And you can find any of them in the back categories and all that. And so go check it out if you're interested in any of these.
That's a very dark one. It was very gory because he did believe he needed to consume blood and other stuff. So that's a rough one.
There's a lot of blood in that one. A lot of gore, I guess.
All the stuff we did that month was bloody.
Yeah. And yes, Washington and Oregon area up there is a serial killer capital.
Yeah, and I actually do want to do an episode on that because especially during the 70s, which was the heyday for American serial killers. Why do they all come from the Pacific Northwest, that whole coast? there.
I tell you what, we are streaming from Front Porch Transits and at Bump Stock Barbie on X right here. So she's Bump Stock Barbie, your hostess. So if you want us to do a in-depth study on the Pacific Northwest, go to her tips, send her some tips. We'll use that money
Yeah.
to fly up there and spend a week for you. For you.
Okay, I don't know that I actually want to go up there because those people are crazy. Okay, look, maybe now I can kind of see why it could happen because look at who lives up there in like the Oregon and Washington areas and everything. Look at them now. These are mostly people that are kind of not okay. So I kind of get it.
Yeah.
But I don't know what it is about that area that seemed, especially in the 70s and like early 80s, why we had so many from there. Because I bet you anything, 90% of our episodes right now have come from people in the Pacific Northwest.
Probably a bunch of them.
It's yeah, there needs to be some kind of like case study done on this for sure.
So where would you like to go next? If you want to look through your book and kind of guide us through, I can pull up pictures
I
as
don't
we go.
even have anything like in particular. They do okay. They have these questions and answers about myths and common perceptions. Like, is it true that serial killers are all socially isolated and dysfunctional loners? And that's obviously not true. Like, we've actually done some episodes on people who were popular, that were well liked. So, yeah, they're not all just the lone wolf, like, we have no friends, loners. Yeah, it says here most serial killers are not social outcasts. They do not appear monstrous or disturbing, but often entirely normal, which is, I think, what makes them so terrifying because they look just like anyone else. Wednesday Addams had that completely correct.
Yeah, we've covered that a lot too, where the
But look
monster
at Jeffrey
next door
Dahmer
type
and
thing.
Ted Bundy. They were attractive men.
The normal looking guys.
Yeah.
I remember looking at a lot of the exhibits and stuff of some of the people, and they look like the man next door.
If you'll hold this up, it's Gary Ridgway, it's Robert Lee Yates, and Dennis Rader. They all look like completely normal dudes.
Here, we'll go right here.
I don't know how you've got it. You went to the computer camera.
Because it'll pick up easier. You got Raider there.
Yeah, Rader's at the bottom. It's Gary Ridgway up top, Robert Lee Yates in the middle, and Dennis Rader at the bottom. Gary Ridgway, that's the Green River Killer.
Mm-hmm.
Dennis Rader at the bottom, that's BTK.
We have those separated out.
These dudes looked entirely normal, and even Ted Bundy and Jeffrey Dahmer, they looked entirely normal.
Well, let's go through some of the more normal-looking guys real quick that we've got. You got Buster walking around in the background.
Go ahead with Dennis Rader. Yeah, you've got Gary Ridgway right there. So
okay, we'll do Gary Ridgway.
Because he did. He looked like anybody you'd probably just see walking around the grocery store. I mean, you're not gonna give him a second look.
Normal-looking dude.
I think that's the only real picture that I have of
some
him,
of the stuff in the case here.
I think I have the whole case. That one.
Yeah.
Like, this was everything that was displayed for him. So, and I think I've got just other close-ups.
Yeah, this is his Bible, which I thought was interesting.
And it's actually that's his handwriting up there in the top corner of it. So, I mean, yeah, stuff like this is absolutely fascinating to me because, like, where else are we going to see something with their actual signature on it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's some of the pamphlets he had.
I mean, even at the bottom, he wrote, "In God We Trust."
Yeah, but Gary L. Ridgway, and then his number for his, what's it called? Prison number or whatever. And then now Ridgway, was he the one who was the deacon?
That's Green. No, BT.
BTK was the deacon.
But Gary Ridgway was the one. He dumped all the victims and everything into the Green River. That's why they called him the Green River Killer. That's where they found them all.
The Bible was why I was wondering if it was or
Yeah.
not. Sometimes it's hard for me to remember and keep up with who's who.
That's why you have me. Because I have the weird knowledge of all this crap.
And then Dennis Rader, since we just
Dennis
mentioned him.
Rader is BTK.
Yeah, we was just talking about him, so we'll look at his stuff.
But I got a bunch of stuff there for him.
He had a lot more artifacts available. Let's see. Double click. Yeah,
but that was
Rader.
his exhibit here, and I actually did kind of crack a joke about this because the mannequin has like what we would call a euphoria boner. Because remember, BTK dressed up in women's clothing, and he actually, there are photos of himself, like the original selfies that he took where he was dressed up in women's clothing and he was bound up the way he bound up his victims. I mean, obviously he could get out of it, but but yeah, this was his exhibit there.
And that inside the case, a close up of the mask that he wore and the rope, the string and everything that he used to tie it together.
Yeah, they actually said that was literally some of the pieces of rope and everything from the crime scenes. So the rope and everything is 100% authentic.
Yep. And then, like I said, there's some handwritten letters and things in there too. But that mask is pretty creepy.
I mean, that's absolutely creepy as hell. Like,
and
it's almost like that
the outfit he would wear.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a bad looking outfit, really.
Yeah.
You go to
if I say as long as you don't have like the penis sticking out the bottom of it, but
I'd be more worried about the killing mind that's behind it.
Yeah,
I don't really care what they're women.
But say, it doesn't matter. Like you said, the outfit was cute. The outfit's fine.
Yeah.
Andrew, Simon Phoenix is on my list too to cover. So
I don't know. I don't have no idea if Simon Phoenix is. Not by.
The slippers. We have the picture of his actual slippers too.
Yeah, this is the main thing. It's got,
and on the side there, that floor to ceiling one next to the case of. It is like mugshots, it's crime scene photos, but all there in the red, those are the victims.
The victims that he knew.
So, like, whenever you see these photos that we're going to post, if they have these red photos, those are their victims.
Yeah, that's each major display had that same kind of banner beside it.
Yeah.
And I like that because it did show some of the victims and give a little more detail.
We have a photo of his actual slippers.
And
like these were actually, like literally his actual slippers that he wore on his feet.
Right there.
So again, there's that part of me that finds this incredible that I was able to actually like see this, like be right there in front of it. Like these were actually on this man's feet. And that's amazing to me.
Right.
It's not justifying or glorifying anything that this man did, but just that I was actually able to like be right there next to something that these people touched.
Yeah, and it also had some personal photos and things like that of him as a normal person.
I should have got out the because that photo of him and his daughter, she's the one who has been speaking out over the last decade or so. Like, my father was a BTK killer, like growing up with him and everything. I actually do have the magazine where she did her first ever interview about it.
Right. And right there Let me see if I
Oh,
can-
that's his selfie where he was actually in the outfit that we showed you on the mannequin just
Yeah.
now. But that was actually him bound up and taking a selfie, basically the way he would bind up his own victims.
wearing the outfit.
It was
right
his
there.
way of reliving what he did.
Mhm. And by the way, I just learned how to do that, so that's awesome. Yay!
But yeah, the bottom photo, that's him and his daughter, and she has been very, very vocal for
Mhm.
several years now. And if you can ever find interviews with her and everything, they are fascinating and heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, imagine that being like, you know how close I was to Daddy. If I found that out about my father, like, that would break me, I think.
Well, for sure, no doubt. But it had some of the booking information. A lot of the exhibits had that kind of booking information
Right.
and things. A lot of tidbits that you don't see
But say we
anywhere
have
else.
several that actually have fingerprints. They're actual fingerprints from when they were taken into custody. So we have a lot of that too.
Let's see.
But yeah, Dennis Rader, he got caught because of a floppy drive that he sent to the police because he was known to taunt the authorities. They were able to actually like forensically trace that floppy disk and everything's back to that specific computer tied to his name. That's how he got caught. And it was like at the church that he was a deacon at.
Yeah, and that's some of the other drawings he had made there.
Yeah, I got a bunch of
I wish
stuff
they
on-
would have had like a floppy disk or something in that case. That would have been cool. Because I imagine a lot of people, I think the people that mainly listen to us would know,
What a floppy disk is.
but there's some, Catherine wouldn't know what a floppy disk is, you know.
It's like that meme that I saw one time where somebody actually showed their kid like an actual physical floppy disk and they were like, "Oh, you 3D printed the save icon." It was like, "No."
So that was Dennis Rader. Have we done a full Dennis Rader?
I
show?
don't think we've done full Raider. Let's do
What
the
one?
Edmund Kemper ones because like we are into the second hour now, so I want to show them because
Okay.
Ed Kemper was a huge man.
Yeah.
And they actually had a display and everything, a full size, like true to size display, a photo of him with his arms outstretched and everything. And like Daniel's a big guy, what 6'1", 6'2"? I know you say 6'3", but
I don't know why you disagree with me.
but
Kemper
like
is 6'9",
yeah.
and that's a life size thing
And
of him.
okay, you can see right there, like underneath the right arm of Ed Kemper there, you can see where they did an outline of like an average size man.
There's a red outline. There's one right above my shoulder, the head of somebody else above my shoulder.
So like the average size man or woman. And then like you see the sheer size of this guy in this photo. Like Daniel is a big dude. But my God, you're almost dwarfed by him in this. Like even when I wear heels or my wedges or something, I'm like only eye level with you. And
the size comparison that really surprised me was the difference between the shoulders.
Yeah. But Ed Kemper just, and what's funny, I think he actually in prison got the nickname like the Gentle Giant by like the workers and everything, the police, the all of them. But I mean, the dude was just huge.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's hard to fathom until you see it, like, compared to someone like you, like, that we actually know.
Right.
So, you know, when I took that picture of you with the arms outstretched and the shoulders are still, like, a head above you, like, that's unreal to me. But he was very well liked by police and everything. Even when he called to turn himself in, they thought he was playing a prank on them.
Mm-hmm.
They thought he was joking until they went to his mother's house. But yeah, Ed Kemper, he was the co-ed killer. He's the one that I always say, like, when anybody ever asks me, what is your most interesting true crime fact? It's always Ed Kemper that I go to. Because during a court-appointed meeting with court-appointed psychiatrists that he had, 2 of them signed off on him not being a danger to himself or anyone else. And during this actual meeting where they decided that, he had the head of 15-year-old Aiko Ku in the trunk of his car, outside in the parking lot. I mean, that's just and he was one of the ones that even in prison, even when he was in the psychiatric hospitals, he would ingrain himself with the workers, with the people who work there, with the doctors, with the actual security guards, with the police. And even in the psychiatric hospitals, like, he got in so good with these doctors that they would actually let him look at the tests that they were giving to other patients, so that now he then learned what they're looking for, and he was able to adjust his answers based on what they wanted to hear. Like, highly, highly manipulative person. Very, very intelligent.
Extremely intelligent. And he had
like, that's why psychologically he's probably one of the most fascinating that I know about.
And here's a picture with him with poet Leonard Woolf.
Oh yeah, Kemper also has audiobooks out there. He would record, even when he was incarcerated, he recorded audiobooks for the blind.
He's still incarcerated.
Oh, he is still alive? Okay.
And this is a first edition. Let me get this up so I can not have to fight so much to read it. First edition of the book, the annotated
Yeah, he
Dracula
had a
from
first edition
1975.
Dracula that was annotated, and now it's actually signed by him right there in that front cover.
Yeah, he. You can't really make it out because it's just too hard to tell. It didn't pick up well, but that's his handwriting there in the front cover of the book and all that. But he does audiobooks. He knows Wolf there. Also talk about size difference. There's on display is what they called his lucky ring from himself. Silver ring with a berry and leaf motif.
Yeah.
Set with emerald cut stone, custom made and worn by Edmund Kemper, size 13. And so
Did
we
you say
share.
that's your ring size?
Yeah, we share the same size ring.
Big hands.
Yep. And then what I thought was awesome.
You are a big guy. You're just
not as tall.
No.
What I thought was really neat is this mug.
Oh yeah, he said that if he was able to like get away with it, he would have taken that mug.
I'm not big on. There's very few things I'd ever want, like from a serial killer or anything like that. Obviously nothing gore and find their actions. Yeah. But this is something he made in ceramics class, and I love coffee. Y'all know that. But this mug, man.
Let's say you have handmade mugs up in the pantry and everything because you actually just love the way handmade mugs look. And I mean, yeah, just because this one was made by him, I mean, it would be, I don't think I'd even let you actually use it, you know?
But there's the mug. And
it was so dark in this place.
It is formed to fit his hand.
But yeah, sorry for some of the quality of these photos because it was like very dimly lit.
Yeah, and they said no flash.
Yeah.
So made in the early 1980s by Edmund Kemper. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's his. Like I said, there's a lot of things that had that was pretty interesting. The things that you wouldn't
Oh.
see or see in a book.
Do you have the Albert Fish ones? Or
I don't have Albert Fish.
Okay, because we actually do have the letter that he wrote to the Bud woman.
Yeah, I did not get that because it was so hard to read.
Well, yeah, I
knew
mean,
it wouldn't fit.
Well, it's so old.
Yeah, but there's Albert Fish, and they have the handwritten letter that he wrote to that
Grace
mother.
Bud's mother.
It's on display.
But say here's the 10 most notorious that this.
Go in order, and I'll pull the ones up that we have.
Ted Bundy is number 1.
Start at 10. Go backwards.
Okay, number 10. I don't know how to pronounce it because I think it's Russian. Andre.
I don't have him. Go to Richard Ramirez.
Okay, Richard Ramirez will be. He's number 9 listed in our little book. So
Ramirez. Okay.
He's here.
All right, let me find his stuff. Here we go.
Yeah, they actually had a mannequin or a wax figure of him too, so that was kind of neat.
Richard Ramirez's case there.
The Night Stalker. That's who he was. He was very, very indiscriminate to victims because they were as young as like preteens and as old as like 80 something.
But they had a lot of stuff, handwritten stuff, letters that was written to him was there. We won't go through all of it, but
that's the actual hat that he wore too, the AC/DC hat. Which again, just absolutely fascinating to be standing right there, like a foot and a half from a hat that this man wore. Like, that's ridiculous.
Signed Night Stalker with the
pentagram, yeah, that he had on the palm of his hand. That you always see that iconic photo of him
right here.
Well, this is from the mannequin.
Yeah, that's a mannequin, but it's.
But everybody remembers that picture of him in the courtroom holding up his hand and kind of doing that little smirk and everything, and he's got the pentagram on his hand.
So that's obviously drawn on, but it's matches how he had put it on himself, so it's accurate.
We have the picture of you with him or the mannequin anyway. But because it was so dark, like my selfies are very, very dark that I took. So your picture. This was the mannequin or wax figure, whatever.
I think there was mainly mannequins. I don't think they were.
Yeah, I don't think they were.
I didn't
wax.
mess with them to know if they were wax. I think they're just mainly mannequins dressed up. But that's him there. Or the likeness, I guess.
But say it kind of, to me, the wax figure almost looked like a leftist lesbian, maybe.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You see it?
Yep.
Okay, it's not just me then.
Mm-mm.
But yeah, I mean, everybody, again, think of the iconic photo that everybody knows Richard Ramirez for. That photo in the courtroom where he's holding up his hand, and you see the pentagram on his hand. Like, that's what they were trying to recreate there.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I have seen her before. That one time I messed up and went to Whole Foods by mistake. I think that's where I saw her at. You're right. I'll be.
I told you.
Okay.
After him, if I'm going backwards, we got Ed Gein.
Oh, I got to reset changes. There we go. Ed Gein. All right, let's see. Who did we just do?
We just did Richard Ramirez. I think you already moved him over.
Ed Gein.
But Ed Gein. That was a good display because they actually had a lot of stuff for him.
Or as that lady said, Ed Gein.
Oh, yeah. Y'all, it took, I bit a hole in my tongue trying to, not say anything when she said, oh, Ed Gein. And I was like,
Now, I want to spend a few minutes with him.
There's a lot to unpack with him.
Because a lot of people consider him I'm not going to say Godfather because that's H.H. Holmes, but the prototype of a serial killer.
Well, that came from movies like Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah.
Because it was him and Ted Bundy that were kind of mixed together to make Buffalo Bill.
Mm-hmm. But
Ed Gein also was the original Psycho,
mhm.
the Norman Bates movie. You know, whatever it was.
That's what I was saying, is that a
yeah.
lot of books or characters in books and movies, especially, are
Absolutely
roughly based on
him.
on Ed Gein. So
Now, I
he
mean,
is
for the
kind of like
most
the
part,
architect, I guess.
For a lot of his criminal career, it was just him digging up bodies.
Yeah, he was. He used bodies.
Yeah,
Which
they were
I think
already dead, but it was that last woman from the store and everything that he strung up like a deer, and
which they didn't have photos of that. But
no,
here,
absolutely
I'm
not.
gonna read
And
this.
we wouldn't show them even if we had them. So.
I'm gonna read this part here.
Okay.
Because this is some words from an interview that he had, and it says, question. You told me that you removed some sections of the flesh. And then Ging answers, yes. What sections of flesh did you remove? The head. The head? How about the vagina? Well, that, but not always. In removing the head, did you first cut through and then snap the bone? I guess that would be a snapping. Would you work the head back and forth in the same fashion as you would when you attempt to break a piece of wire in two? That's a good description of it. I never took any saw to the cemetery.
So he just worked the head off the body, basically.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to leave it at that because the visual and everything, I think, is enough.
Well, if anybody
because again,
grew up in the
comparing it
country,
to The Wire,
yeah, if anybody grew up in the country and stuff and knows how to work on fences or work with wire, and you know what happens. I'm not going to go into it since you don't want me to.
no, because again, like I don't even think you have to live in the country to understand. Like if you bend a piece of wire back and forth, it's gonna snap. That's what he's saying he did with a human body in their head. So that's all the descriptor that we need.
Well, like I said, he did have a farm, and this is outside stuff that after he was arrested, some of the things that were auctioned off.
Right.
Just some advertisements for that. Kind of run through that real quick because there's some stuff I do want to get to. This is a signature from Judge Goldman called the Psycho Judge. He presided the trial of Edward.
But the judge was not the psycho, but the movie Psycho had already come out at this point, I think. So that's what they were calling him. It was the judge for the Psycho case, basically.
Yeah, the judge of the Psycho case. Not that the judge himself was the psycho. There's no proof if he was a Democrat, he probably would have got away. So definitely not a psycho. We got plenty of those nowadays. This is some dirt from his farm and dirt from his grave up there in those vials. It's pretty interesting, some of the things that they do have as artifacts.
When we do get to like Charles Manson, I have photos of his actual hair and some of his cremated remains.
Yeah. This is a signed book cover with his signature and everything on it. Let's see.
He drew a little thing there, so.
But I'm just kind of burning through all these papers because there's stuff I do want to show, which
I took so many photos that it's probably going to take him a good bit of time to.
Why, dear hostess, was Edward Gein digging up bodies? What was his purpose?
I don't know. That's a lot to unpack in just a couple of minutes because we have like half an hour now.
Just a simple answer. He was using them as leather.
He did want to. I don't know. He was not transsexual, which would have been the term back then. But at the same time, like he almost did kind of want to become his mother, so that's why he dug up like female bodies. He wanted the female body. Again, a whole lot to unpack there. Like I don't know if
you
I
don't
can
have
do
to go
it
to the psycho. But just give me the reason. You ain't got to go to the psychology of it.
He was
making a woman suit.
Yes,
that's all I needed. And here's a representation
The
of him at
recreation that they did with their
at the
own
sewing
mannequins
machine. And of course, that's obviously fake flesh there.
yeah, none of this is real. These are all just recreations that they actually made
They're
for the
accurate
exhibit.
recreations.
Yeah, no, they are
but-
accurate for sure, but
But
not real.
if you're squeamish for the next couple of pictures, don't look. I mean,
But
look
say
away if
go
you don't
like
want to see this.
grab another cup of coffee, make a
So-
bathroom break, something. But
Again, this is not. This is just a recreation of what it would have looked like.
yeah, it was a display in the
mhm.
exhibit.
So 3, 2, and 1. There's a recreation of what they found the woman's suit he was making.
I'm about to say the skin sewn up right there on the
You know, you see
sternum,
this- Where they
the
sewed her back up.
face being dried out, and
Let's see.
I say I know we got a bunch of pictures from that display. So
hmm He also
you
done
remember
some,
the lampshades?
Yeah, he also done some home decor, and this kind of stuff was in movies as well.
Mm-hmm.
Especially the lampshades and human skin and stuff. I've seen similar
Well, and-
stuff in movies.
Well, also like we do know that Ilsa Koch, the Nazi woman, she would do that with the skin of Jewish people. So like this was not an uncommon thing for monsters to do.
Mm-mm. And then he made a candy dish.
Oh yeah, the bowl. And actually the back side of it is the other
The other
jawbone.
side of the jaw, yeah. With teeth. And again, these are accurate
Recreations. but-
accurate recreations of what they actually found. This isn't just somebody thinking, ooh, this would be cool to put in a display.
Right. No, this was stuff that were documented to be found in his home.
And I'll just cut for this. While searching this property, they actually found some vertebrae and a full human head just laying in his
A
toolbox in his
mummified
barn.
human head, basically.
Yeah, just
like-
laying in his barn in a toolbox. So,
Yeah, Ed Gein, more of a monster than is really portrayed in either Psycho or Silence of the Lambs.
mhm.
Like, obviously a monster, but we didn't know the full extent of it.
Yeah, you can tell why he was such a good fit for be the architect of so many movie monsters.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
all right, who next?
After him, if we're going backwards, we got the Zodiac. I know
The only thing they had with Zodiac was a picture of his outfit.
well, and the photo copy of the letters that he sent.
I don't
And
know
we
that
sent
I have
those to the
that.
Tiny Tyrant because that's her most fascinating case.
I don't know that I have that stuff. Let me see.
I said that was in the mask exhibit. Because they actually in the they showed all the masks and everything from people throughout history. There was the one, if any of y'all, if there was a Zodiac. There was actually another exhibit right there, another display for, if you know the movie The Town That Dreaded Sundown, it was that mask. But this one is a mock-up, like a recreation of
Yeah, these were just
What the
mock-ups
Zodiac-
of what it was.
yeah, that's he is number 7 on this list if I'm counting backwards.
Okay. Here we go. We'll look at these masks real quick.
I
while
said
we're
that's
down
the
there.
one from The Town That Dreaded Sundown. That's where that kind of originated from.
And then they.
And a lot of these are still unsolved. Like
Yeah, many of these were unsolved.
we still have no idea who these people were.
That's
Which actually
what
kind of
it
makes
was.
those masks even more terrifying because
Yeah, that's kind of. Some of them were identified, but many of them weren't.
right, the Golden State Killer was one of those.
I'm just kind of going through all the masks
Yeah.
that were there. But anyways, yeah, they didn't have a lot on Zodiac. They just had one paper of one of his letters,
Yeah.
and then that
And
mock
then
up of his suit.
Yeah, that's all they
So-
had for him.
Mhm.
From there, we go to H.H. Holmes. Do you have?
I showed him in the very beginning.
Okay, so we did go with that
Mhm.
one. Do you have the Jack the Ripper stuff? Because they did have all.
That was in the very beginning too.
Okay.
Early days.
Okay, then John Wayne Gacy's up next.
Now there's a lot of John Wayne Gacy.
But I say there was a bunch of stuff from him, and I was absolutely fascinated by this one because there's actually like the actual, like not recreations, not mock-ups and everything, the actual paintings that he made in prison were framed and on the wall.
Now let's go through the cases first.
But say that was another one where they had the mannequin,
The life size
yeah,
mannequins of him.
So like he was actually, judging by the hat, maybe about an inch or two shorter than you. So
I'd say he was around 5'10" to 6 foot, somewhere in there.
say I'm 5'7", so.
But here's a pair of his shoes.
Now, these are not the actual weapons that he used, but they did do the newspaper and everything is real. But the weapons there, the rope trick, the handcuff trick.
Those just represent the rope trick and handcuff trick.
Because we did do an episode on him, right?
Mhm.
Remember, like if y'all want to go back and listen to it, the handcuff trick was where he would actually have the keys to the handcuffs. And, he'd handcuff himself behind his back and tell them, oh, I can get out of this. Like, I'm going to show you this trick. And he'd get out of it because he had the keys in his hands and they didn't know this. So, of course, after he's now plied them with alcohol, he's got them drunk, he's got them stoned, whatever, he tells them, okay, let's see if you can do it now. So these boys, so many of them actually handcuffed themselves willingly, not knowing what he was doing. And then they would ask him, like, okay, how do you get out of it? Like, what's the key to the trick? And he's like, well, you actually have to have the key. And he would dangle it in front of their faces.
Well, he would say the key to getting out is you have to have the key.
Yeah. Like.
And inside this other case is some of the art. We'll go ahead and start because he was an artist.
I say that stick and the rope, though, was important, too. Because that's another one. Well, I know, but I didn't get there. I was just talking about the handcuff trick. The rope thing was actually more sadistic, I think. Because what he would do is he would render them unconscious, like through drink or drug or whatever. And then he would like loop rope around their necks and everything. And then he would take like the handle of like a hammer or something, some just wooden handle, and twist it until it tightened up. And he would actually
disconnected. Bluetooth
render them unconscious, then loosen it up, let them come back into consciousness. That's why that scale, that 22-point scale that we've talked about, that's why he's ranked as like a number 22, the highest you can go, because it was about the torture. The cruelty was the point. Yeah. He wanted them to suffer while he was hurting them.
But you can see the stick, how it looped through the rope, and the more you twisted the rope, the tighter
it got. And he would loosen it up after they passed out, so they'd come back to consciousness, and then he'd just do it all over again. The torture was the point.
Right.
So I felt like that was important to note with that photo.
I was checking on something, so I knew he had started talking about the handcuffs and stuff, so I apologize. I thought you had already hit it.
We're good.
I thought you had moved on to the handcuffs. I apologize on that.
But yeah, those shoes, it's kind of amazing because those were actually the shoes he wore as Pogo the Clown.
Yeah, they went with the outfit. That outfit the mannequin was on was really one of his outfits.
Was it really? Yep. Okay.
But yeah.
I mean, it's just amazing. Okay, well, now I've touched like the paintings that he's made, and I've touched one of his outfits. And
yeah, we'll get to the paintings. This one is inside glass, so you couldn't get to yet. But
yeah, what I tried to get the little place cards and everything.
The name
Death
of that
Mask.
No, the Death Wish is the name of that
Wish?
one.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. But it is a death mask, but he named it Death Wish. But here I'm going to wait to that last one just because it's the most famous one. I
Yeah.
think. But these were actual on the wall, framed behind glass. But these are his actual.
These are the ones that he
paintings.
made while he was in prison.
Mm-hmm.
And like I find that one, the Seven Dwarfs, like that's just so bizarre to me, knowing what he did and everything. Like, why are you painting Disney paintings? You know,
Yeah.
it seems so wholesome in drastic comparison to what he did.
But you can see, I mean, he was not without talent.
That's better than anything I could do for sure. Like I have no artistic ability whatsoever. But this is the most famous painting.
Yeah, that's the one that they always show up and say. When they talk about him being an artist, that's the Pogo painting. That's a self-portrait of him as
Pogo the Clown.
Mm-hmm. And then we had some other thing, and you could actually touch those, or at least touch the frames. And this is some other drawings he had done.
Some of them are graphic, so
yeah, we're not going to
probably not going to zoom in on that now.
But I thought this was interesting. It's a diagram or recreation of his kitchen and under the floor.
This was like the floor of his kitchen,
and it had like a cutaway that represented how the bodies were.
Yeah, because again, he would the crawl space under his house was very small. He actually made some of his own victims, like he would hire them to go up under there and like bury stuff, and then he killed them and buried them. Mm-hmm. But this is a representation of like his kitchen floor and what was underneath it the entire time.
Yeah, and that's the dishwasher, the stove, all that. That's the layout, and then right there is where they found one of the bodies, and that type of setup.
Yeah, I actually some of these recreations bothered me a bit.
Yes, some of them was real bad.
But I say we're about to get in now too because we don't have the Albert Fish ones.
Is that all you wanted?
Jeffrey Dahmer would be next. But what else do we have for Gacy?
Just the typewriter that he would write his letters to.
Go ahead and show that then, like for sure.
Yeah, here's the typewriter that he actually used. So
yeah, that was under glass. Like we couldn't.
Mm-hmm. Most of the real things that are actually legitimately theirs. There's his mug shots and all that kind of stuff. They had all that stuff behind glass and stuff that you couldn't get to. But other than that, the rest of it was just like handwriting stuff and all that. So,
which all that stuff was under glass too, because obviously we can't touch that paper since they're trying to preserve it. But yeah, next up on the 10 most notorious, we're at number 2 with Jeffrey Dahmer.
Go ahead and do Dahmer. Okay.
Yeah, because we don't have anything for Albert Fish, or we do, but you didn't put it on the computer. So
well, they didn't have much there, and
I say we had that letter that he wrote to Grace Budd's mother.
Yeah,
but that was really about it that they had for Albert Fish.
And the reason I didn't pick it because, like I said, it was the handwriting was so rough, it was so hard to.
Well, I was afraid so old too.
I was afraid it wouldn't show up well,
But that's also. I mean, we can touch on Albert Fish a little bit, but the letter that he wrote to this girl's mother was so graphic and everything that I don't even like talking about. It makes me nauseous.
We'll do a show on him. We'll get to that later. Let's see. So we'll just start here. Boom.
Yeah, this was some of the stuff in the case for the Jeffrey Dahmer exhibit.
Yeah, and that was mailed to
No, that was just a Newsweek. Yeah,
that was just a cover.
These are letters right here from quote unquote fans.
Yep.
Of his, which ironically were women.
Most of them are.
Yeah, but he was a gay man.
It doesn't matter,
and they knew that.
But there's his little. Again, there's that his wall, board beside it,
and again everything like in the red and everything that you can't really make out because again. It was very, very dark.
Yeah, and they said no flash.
And we couldn't use flash photography, so I did the best I could. But yeah, everything in red are victims. So they do remember the victims, and we'll show you at the end of our show what they did as you walk out. So
But again, just more letters, more some court documents, things like that. They had a lot of stuff.
yeah, a
with
lot
him.
of stuff for Dahmer.
Let's see. I'm going to skip them, and then some of the books.
I actually reached out to the author of this, the publisher anyway.
Last night.
Yeah, and they did get back to me. They said by the end of the month they're going to order more copies. So I'll be able to actually order the complete and total psych reports on
since
Jeffrey
this
Dahmer.
was so prevalent in his exhibit, I imagine it's
it
sold
was
out, so.
when I looked at the publisher's website, it was sold out. That book was.
Yeah.
But I did reach out to them, and they said that they would have it back in stock. So
Good.
I'm gonna order it at the end of the month, because that would be a whole interesting episode just by itself.
Yeah.
Because it is the complete psychiatric reports, all the interviews and everything with Jeffrey Dahmer and the psychiatrist. So
that is a near perfect replica of the mattress bloodstains that was in his apartment.
And
obviously, that's not the real mattress.
Yeah,
but
no.
From photos and stuff that they have, they tried to dye it exactly to match.
Because remember, like one of the victims that got away from him, I think the one that actually got him caught, Dahmer took him like back into his bedroom, and everything, was sitting on the bed and watching The Exorcist, because that was his favorite movie.
They had a copy of The Exorcist too.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that was actually, see it right there in that photo. And I think that it being under glass, it didn't say that it was a replica. I think that's actually the one that they took from his home.
I think so, yeah. But they had that. Again, the replica of his mattress. They had a setup of his kitchen, a replica of his kitchen.
Again, the replica, some of it, like the Tiny Tyrant did not like looking at those photos. She said it was really gross. But all this is fake. It is just a recreation. So we'll just kind of burn through that real quick, but you can see and I remember when I first started learning about Dahmer's case, that the police officers and everything that showed up afterwards, the one dude that opened the refrigerator, his only words were, "There's an effing head in this refrigerator," basically, like, because that was the first thing that was like kind of literally staring back at this cop was a human head.
Yeah. Who was that, Dahmer?
That was Dahmer, yeah. Ted Bundy is number 1 on
and
this
here,
list.
this was what was really neat about the Dahmer one.
Oh, yeah.
Those are his actual glasses.
Yeah, he actually wore these, what did it say, between, I can't read that, 1978 and...
78 and 88 is
so
when they
for 10 years, he had those exact glasses. Those were his glasses. And again, it's hard for me to, like, explain my enthusiasm for this, because, like, it's obviously not about Dahmer and what he did. It's just the fact that, like, these were actually on his face, and being that close to them. That's wild to me.
So Ted Bundy, I guess, is number 1?
Yes, Ted Bundy on this one, their list of the 10 most notorious serial killers in history. They put Ted Bundy as number 1 in this catalog.
We can debate that later.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I would definitely probably readjust this entire list, but...
All right. Well, we'll just start here with Ted Bundy.
I'll see what else we got in here if you want to...
Oh, no, we're going to do Manson and then just run through some pictures because we'll be out of time.
I got a ton of Manson.
Because I'm just going to blow through these. Everybody's familiar with the Ted Bundy. I mean, they had everything from pencils that he used, books that he was reading in prison.
That was actually his favorite book, actually.
They have dental records where they done the dental cast. There's something showing the dental cast process where they cast his teeth. Is that the one there?
But say we'll have to
No,
give a
that's not what I was
disclaimer
looking
before
at.
we do the photo of the recreation of his teeth
Yep.
imprints because it is in the buttocks of a victim.
Well, let's see. There's
But
that
you can
one.
actually see the actual like teeth imprint that they used.
Mm-hmm. And then they have.
I say, didn't we get some up close of the teeth?
That's what I was looking for. I didn't see them.
I know we did, but
There they are.
Okay, yeah.
There's so many pictures, y'all. Y'all have no idea what I'm having to dig through. But that's
like
the
the
cast of his
literal,
teeth.
like.
Yeah, the real deal one, not a recreation. That's the real.
I say this was
print.
behind 2 layers of glass there, but that's the straight up.
And then the fingerprints.
Yeah, his actual fingerprints too.
Let's see. That's really. I mean, they had a bunch of stuff like.
But I say he had a bunch of artifacts.
Is some of the stuff that he used. The mask and the screwdrivers and things like that.
Well, those were recreations.
Yeah, those just representative of what he
but
used.
But say we don't actually have what he used, but this is
a representation of the type of stuff he used.
And I think they got it pretty accurate based on like crime scene photos that I've seen over the years.
Yep.
So yeah.
All right, let's do Manson. Who was that, Bundy?
That was Bundy, yeah. Manson, we got a bunch of stuff for. Had pictures of like his hair and with some of his cremated remains in it.
There we go. Manson, early days.
And we actually have the guitar, the real guitar.
Mm-hmm.
And it actually bears his signature there at the base of it. Which I've got a close-up picture that he's about to put up. So
yeah, not the recreation, but the real thing.
Yeah, no, this was actually like in Manson's hands. Oh, this was the scorpion, yeah. String art that he did in prison in the shape of a scorpion. I don't know what all you want to show. There's his fingerprints, yeah, and he actually signed. No, I think that's because it bears his name, yeah.
Okay, that's Charlie Manson. And then here would be Tex. Yeah.
Yeah, we have Tex Watson.
But that's the Charles Manson ones.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hold on. There's a pair of Manson's glasses too.
The ones he actually wore in prison, I think, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's prison glasses.
Yeah. And
then they had some other photos that was more recent that everybody's seen everywhere.
Right.
You know, with the swastika and all that. And I didn't fool with taking any of that. Everybody's seen that kind of stuff.
I say we don't have to show them stuff they've already seen.
Yeah. All righty. So we got about 10 more minutes. Anything else? Let's just go through some of the.
No, don't do that one because that's still the one that I want. I'm
going to go through some of the arts and crafts and the tools of the trade and some of the big exhibit pieces.
Right.
That we saw, some photos of that. These are pretty. This one needs a disclaimer real quick because it is pretty graphic. So 3, 2, 1. Those are actual photos.
Those are the only. That's the only photo that I took of anything that had real crime scene photos because there was actually an entire room that had disclaimers like and warnings, and it really affected me. I remember walking through it and telling Daniel, I said, "These people don't deserve to be remembered this way."
But that or. There it goes. The one that we didn't want to leave up forever, left up forever. But see, this guy was a cannibal. I'm not going to say his name yet, but that's part of the dishes and stuff that they literally found in his house.
Yeah.
Let's see. This is also trigger warning for you guys. Of course, this is a mannequin, but still. This is
recreation again of the actual crime scene like we showed before.
But they look like he's field dressing a deer. I mean,
Yeah.
that's what it looks like. And then, again, cannibalistic kind of stuff. So the freezer that was in his house that they found stuff in, remains in, stuff like that.
Right.
So let's get out of there. We'll move on from him. Let's go ahead and do some more exhibit pieces, just to give you an idea of what we were looking at.
It pulled up that one immediately again.
Sorry. All right. So on the way out, we had some of the ways people like an actual electric chair here.
Oh yeah, the execution method room.
Yeah, fire. Now, in all the movies I've ever seen, in a firing squad, they stood the guy up
Against like a
blindfolded
brick
him
wall.
and there. But this is the actual setups of how they do it. They
Yeah.
bind you to a chair so that I guess you can't duck or move or whatever.
And like they have the bags piled up and everything to catch any stray bullets.
Gas chamber.
And I got 2 pictures of the gas chamber. I got that one, and then the one more the interior of it.
Yeah, you get a little better view of it right here.
But this was like a legit gas chamber. So
yeah, I mean these were all decommissioned, obviously, but the real deal.
The next one probably would be the lethal. Did you get the lethal injection table?
I just don't know where it went. Jail cell replica.
Yeah, they recreated just a jail cell.
Oh, we was talking about was it Dahmer earlier? I just saw something. I don't know why it's in here, but I thought it was neat. And now it went away. It was a replica of his the thing that he his shrine, But anyways, I'm running out of time. I can't find it. The arts and crafts. We talked about tools of the trade because we love the psychological part of it. And this one I thought was pretty neat. Some of the things they use in training for forensics and all that kind of stuff. Here, a mummified head in a jar.
Which was under glass. I'm pretty sure that was real.
Yeah, it said it was real. That's not a replica. It's hard to see because of the reflections in there.
So
but
you can kind of see the mouth and the eye shape,
but you don't want to see it anyways. I mean, it's gross. There's some more tissue samples.
The back right corner is an animal brain.
And then now these are replicas showing.
Yeah, this is more the archaeological, anthropological aspect of forensics, like to study the bodies and everything. But yes, these are all replicas. They look very real, but they are not real.
Rates of decay, things like that.
Yeah, they even had like the etymology, the bugs and everything. So
different versions. We're just gonna blow through these real quick. You get the idea. How come every time I get something gross, it freezes up? It's crazy.
I got a full version of that one.
Yeah.
Down at the bottom, yeah.
Don't double click. Click and drag. There you go.
You have to give it a second.
There you go.
But yeah, again, this was more the archaeology, anthropology aspect of forensics here, and all these are recreations, but they were completely fascinating. They looked so real.
There's this. Now these are some actual tools they used.
These were the cameras that they would use to obviously take photos and everything of suspects or perpetrators or something.
To get the side profile and the front profile at the same time.
We got bone plates and everything there. Those were tools that were made in prison at one point. Prison artifacts, I think.
Yeah,
Can't
I don't know why they're in there. Must have got mixed up when I was putting in.
That one's really cool because that skull plate in the red case actually has the bullet hole, and that next to it is the gun that did
Put it there. Yeah. Arts and crafts I thought was pretty cool because again they got a lot of time in prison to sit and think.
Some of these people were actually talented. It's kind of shocking.
Yeah, some of them we're just going to kind of run through real quick. You can see some darkness in them.
I think that was Anthony Sowell, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's so well.
Yeah.
But then again, some of them are just absolutely beautiful.
Like this guy was talented, surprisingly so. This is the same. This one, yeah. The last one and this one were made by the same man.
Mm-hmm. They also get interesting with what they use. These they painted them, and then under the black light there, you can see they actually used their own blood to mix into the paint.
Yeah.
Or to mix in onto the canvas.
That was the vampire guy, wasn't it? That did those?
I can't remember which name.
I can't remember.
And that's the bloody handprint. Same thing. Using
yeah, that's
blood.
actual. Like that's actually his blood. So.
Mm-hmm.
This one I think was Charles Manson.
Yep.
Yeah, that's Charles Manson. He drew that one.
This is, I can't remember this guy's name, but he done those.
They were realistic.
Yeah.
Like those look like movie posters.
I thought it was. I did, but those are hand done.
Like, say what you will about the dude. Like, he at least had some artistic talent, so he probably should have focused his interest elsewhere.
Yeah, it's amazing to think what maybe could have been if they would have been focused in the right way.
That one was fascinating because that's cross stitch.
Yep, you do cross stitch yourself.
I know. That's why it's weird.
Yep. And then they would do dolls and stuff too. They would make dolls and things. So, victim walls.
Yeah, the last, just like what we do, because we actually mentioned that as we were leaving. Mm-hmm. The very last thing that you saw in this entire thing was just these like 4 walls of just victim photographs, their names, their photos, like who they were.
Yep. And you can't. We couldn't get a bunch of them because the hallway was kind of tight. We couldn't get a good straight on view of it.
Yeah. So there's some that are kind of cut off. You can see at the bottom, but I tried my best to get like everybody included. But this is obviously not every single victim of every single person we saw in this thing, because that would have just been an entire another 40 rooms just of that, I would assume.
But we spent 4 hours in this place straight up, and I've got the music playing because the victims are up right now, and I really appreciated the fact that just like Front Porch Forensics, we end the show focused on the victims, and they ended their exhibits focused on the victims as well.
So those should be the last faces you see. Those should be the last names that you hear, because they're the ones that actually matter. Yep.
So, I just want to make sure that we showed one more time before we left and gave them a little bit of time. But again, we are right at 9 o'clock, so we're going to shut her down now. I am Bumpstock Ken. You can find me at FP_forensics on X, and at Bumpstock Ken on X, and Bumpstock Ken on Twitter. On Twitch, and Front Porch Forensics on YouTube.
Okay, so we do have the Twitch and the YouTube up and going.
Yes.
Okay, awesome. I'm Bumpstock Barbie. That's always easy to remember for both of us. I'm Bumpstock Barbie. He's Bumpstock Ken. So, Barbie and Ken. I have a baking page. I have a cross stitch page. I write for Twitchy, and that link for everything that I've written for them, you can find in my bio at Bumpstock Barbie on X. My Facebook and my Instagram are all private, so it's mainly just family and friends that get those. So I think that's, yeah, you plugged everything. So
check out klrnradio.com for our show, Front Porch Forensics. They also have a plethora of other podcasts out there, anything from current events to comedy. Check it out, klrnradio.com. We'll see y'all next week. We'll put a post out soon on what that's going to be, but we appreciate y'all coming and hanging out with us. And until then,
please don't do anything that's going to land you on the next episode of our show.
That's right. Y'all
be careful, be safe, be aware.
That's right. Good night, everybody, and we are out.
It's time to go. I hate to leave you, but I really must say, oh, good night, sweetheart. Good night. Good night.